Welcome to our channel. I'm a Celeb star. Reverend Richard Coles leaves GK Barry in stitches as he asks her what scissoring is, as the pair spark up unlikely friendship. I'm a Celebrity star. Reverend Richard Coles left GK Barry in stitches as they discussed juggling sexuality and religion during Monday's episode. The TikTok star, 25, whose real name is Grace Keeling, has sparked up an unlikely friendship in the jungle with Reverend Richard Coles, 62. GK told Richard she used to be religious and spoke about going to a religious camp when she was younger, where there were men telling her not to have sex before she was married. Grace, who is dating lioness Ella Rutherford, then said that even at 13, she thought, well, that's not going to happen. I see my future, and it involves scissoring now. Richard asked Grace what scissoring is, which she chose not to explain to him in detail, but did tell him it was something that lesbians do. He then started making jokes about the scissoring sisterhood, and the pair collapsed into giggles. GK admitted in the Bush Telegraph, I came into this jungle, maybe not knowing who I would gel with or who I would be close with in here, and never in a million years if you told me that I would be getting on best with a reverend would I have believed you. But he is honestly, I think he might be my favorite person in here. Elsewhere during the conversation, Richard opened up about how it feels to be a gay man involved in the church. The writer, presenter, and priest was ordained in 2005 and met his future husband, fellow priest David Oldham. In 2010, they entered a civil partnership together, but David tragically died in 2019 after battling alcoholism. Richard got candid about his sexuality with newfound friend GK Barry during Monday night's episode. Did you find it quite difficult being gay and doing that job? GK asked Richard, to which he confessed, no, not at all. I've never given it a moment's twinge of anxiety over whether God thought it was all right or not. Whether other people thought it was all right or not. Well, I'm happy to have that argument. He added, also, I was not the first. Sometimes I look at documents from the early church or the Church of the Middle Ages, and I just think so gay. The conversation inspired GK to speak about why she turned away from religion as a child. The TikTok star, 25, whose real name is Grace Keeling, told Richard she used to be religious and spoke about going to a religious camp when she was younger, where there were men telling her not to have sex before she was married. During their chat, GK asked Richard who the most interesting person that he thinks he's met. Richard replied, I think I'm looking at her. Days earlier, GK opened up about her relationship with Ella and even brought a subtle reminder of her into the I'm a Celeb camp. A sweet dedication to the Ipswich football star, 24, on GK Barry's nails was revealed as she has a tiny white E on the fingernail where a wedding ring would go. Before heading into the jungle, GK got a set of French-tipped nails and asked the manicurist to paint an E for Ella on them. GK opened up about their relationship with her I'm a Celebrity campmates on Tuesday night's episode. The social media star said, obviously online I'd been like I'd slept with girls or whatever as well, but I'd only dated men. It was by accident I found Ella, through a mutual friend, and then I really liked her the first day I met her, but I'd never told my parents. I'd mentioned, oh, I'm just going to see my friend Ella, or I'm staying round Ella's, so they'd heard her name. After her parents visited London from Cambridge and saw them together, they asked who Ella was and Grace confessed, oh, she's my girlfriend. They just love her, they never had an issue with it. She added, to be fair, I feel like the closet may have been made of glass. But they've always said whoever you end up with we do not care, boy or girl. We don't care, as long as they're not a D***CK. The Loose Women panelist had previously been in a long-term relationship with fellow TikTok sensation, Billy Hunt, who featured on her podcast, Saving Grace, and her social media pages. The pair were introduced by Gogglebox's Joe Baggs, and speaking about how they met, Grace said, so my version of events. Joe Baggs had a party. Billy was the only straight man there. I launched myself at him. It's been history ever since. The pair broke up last year, and Grace spoke on Young Phillies about coming out as a lesbian. She said, I feel like I went very wrong with men. I don't like men anymore. I will never go back to a man. God forbid. Yeah, I just love it. I just love it. I feel like I've got spring in my step. I feel like I'm glowing. It's the lesbian glow. I've got it. And yeah, that's my life update.